Today we are going to be going over our block 2 striking for yellow and orange belts. We're going to be doing a lot of jabs this cycle and an introduction into our Superfoot stance. So we are going to start off with just our jabs, okay? So everybody at this point should know how to jab. We're just going to make sure that we understand the jab, make sure it looks good, and kind of add some things to it. So we're going to be in our kickboxing base, and since we're boxing, I really do actually want my toes. So imagine being on a railroad and I step 1 foot back. So a lot of people have a tendency to turn this foot out. I really want us to focus on having our hips forward and our toes facing forward. So I'm in my base. He's going to call out single.
Single.
So that's going to be my single jab. Bam, right there. So on our jab, we're going to focus on not raising our elbow out first and then throwing it. It's going to go straight, 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 straight till the end. There's going to be a small turn, and then I pull that elbow back in, okay? So he says single.
Single.
1 jab, all right? He says double.
Double.
Jab, jab. And again, what we're going to see is, can you call out that double again?
Double.
So that's called pawing your jab, all right? And when you paw your jab, you leave yourself open for that overhand right. So I want to see out and in, all right? The last one, he's going to call out triple.
Triple.
So I'm going to throw my jab, 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 all right? The timing on that one is a little different, so watch again.
Triple.
Jab, jab, jab. Now, throughout this entire time, my right hand is going to be glued to my cheek. Mr. Brown, why don't we actually turn so that we see this angle? All right, just go ahead, single, double, triple.
Single. Double. Triple.
Single, double, triple, jab. Now, we're going to add on to that, and we're going to start using our cross. So now the call-outs for this is going to be 2, double 2, and triple 2. Mitt holders, it's really important that you know these terms because you're going to be the person calling it out at testing. We're in our base.
2.
Jab, cross.
Double 2.
Jab, jab, cross.
Triple 2.
Jab, 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 cross. Okay, now notice on that cross how I turn that hip over. And I turn my hip over by using my pivot, okay? So it's basic boxing, but we're just really cleaning things up, all right? So let's, one more time.
2.
Jab, cross.
Double 2.
Jab, jab, cross.
Triple 2.
Jab, 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 cross, okay? Single, double, triple, 2, double 2, triple 2.
All right, guys, Mr. Brian and Mr. Howie here. We're gonna go over our curriculum and our techniques for this testing cycle. This is our Superfoot block, so we get to do some really cool combinations. Ms. Cora is showing our boxing combinations, and Mr. Howie and I are gonna show our kickboxing. Okay, so everything we're gonna do today, we will be throwing some punches, but it's gonna be really focused on our Superfoot techniques, right? So it's part of our striking lineage here at Forza, right? So Mr. Howie and I both have Superfoot black belts. Ms. Cora has Superfoot black belt. So that's an influence on what we do. So we're really gonna break the techniques down for you, and you'll be going over them all throughout this cycle. And that's what we're gonna be covering, and then we'll be testing on that. And it's stuff that we work on all the time, our side kick, round kick, and hook kick, okay? So first off, let's go over our stance, because our sort of boxing and kickboxing stance that's here, where I can shoot for takedowns, I can throw kicks, punches, knees, elbows. It's different when we use our Superfoot stance. Our Superfoot stance is a little longer range techniques. The side kicks, long range technique, okay? And what we do is we turn sideways, okay? So Mr. Howie, show us a good Superfoot stance real quick. Just kind of face the, yeah, nice. And we'll get you to do some different profiles. That's good. So if I move around and think I'm in front of you here, and I'm gonna be personal, Mr. Howie, you just kind of, yeah, you just kind of bounce with me. Nice, okay? So we need to stay sideways on this. So that might be one of the difficult things about adding this in if this is newer to you. So we're going over the beginner techniques, but that's beginners and above, right? So all the intermediates, advanced, in our junior black belts, they have to show this stuff too, right? So we want you to get, you know, your head wrapped around it as well. So when I'm in this side stance, we call this a cross guard. It's like when we throw our tie kick, right? We do our cross guard right there. So what we're gonna be doing from our Superfoot stance is we're gonna be taking our thumb and putting it on our shoulder in front here, all right? This hand, when I go to jab, I want to come forward with my jab a little bit. So again, we're using this from further out. We're stepping with our jab essentially every time this cycle with our combos, okay? So we're out of range to get kicked. That's why we can be sideways. We don't want to be standing in front of somebody, letting them kick our leg like this. We need to be a little further away, all right? So when I step in, I can lean forward like this, okay? So as I do my Superfoot jab, it comes down here from in my pocket, right? Almost like I'm pulling something out of my pocket and then up, right? So there's a little upward start with it right there, right? So we want to lean forward with that jab, and we can do that in combination, okay? So one of our combos is a triple jab. We see it a lot of different ways, and for your boxing perspective, you need to know how to do that, and you know how to follow up with it. For setting up our kicks, we're gonna do a single then double from this side stance. And every time we jab, we're gonna step, okay? So Mr. Howard, give me a good Superfoot stance, okay? So just give me a single jab, boom, with a step, nice. And then give me a double, boom, boom, nice. Then turn out, single then double, boom, 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 nice, good again. Good, one more. Very good. What I really like there is when you were throwing the double, right? So if you're gonna throw two lows, so there's a low jab, it's coming from low, another low jab, but you come back to your face when you throw that next one, right? You don't have to go back down every time, so that's a really good habit, okay? So just being able to step on our jab, being able to throw it from a little bit further away, from a side stance, and then from this sort of cross guard, right? So this hand, we call this a windshield wiper, right? When we're in our side stance, right? I may go into more of a catcher's mitt here. I may be cross guarding here. Depends on what I'm needing to do, but it's not difficult for me to come across and block with that hand, okay? So maybe new for some of you. If you're an advanced rank, you've definitely done some of this stuff, okay? Now, from the boxing perspective also, we have a unique kind of hook in the Superfoot system. A lot of you know how to do what we call a fade. It's a pivot step footwork, right? So lots of different pivots in your footwork, but this one, I go here and I fade out. So imagine doing that while you're punching with the hook, okay? So if I go jab, cross here, boom, turning sideways, okay? So from the side stance, that's gonna look like this. Jab, cross, hook, okay? So again, jab, cross, hook. Now, we're just gonna shadow box that a little bit the same way, right? And again, the whole idea is whether we do it from a front stance or whether we do it from a side stance, is that we turn out with the hook. Because, you know, Bill Wallace has a saying, hey, if you want to side kick him, get sideways. You know, a lot of times when you see him box, he'll be doing like you're gonna see Miss Cora doing, just a pop, 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 right? Like he is in a front stance, and then when he's boxing, he turns sideways to get in position for the kick. So let's just practice that turnout hook, and then we'll use that a little later to get sideways for the side kick, okay? So Mr. Howard, just kind of, you know, just be nice and loose and relaxed. If you're in the front stance, sometimes that's okay. It's all about the turnout hook more than the Superfoot stance on this, all right? So give me that jab, cross, turnout hook. Boom, 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 nice. Stepping on the jab. Very nice. Very good, okay, nice. Okay, guys, pretty basic, but I want you to be thinking about ways that you can implement this, right? Mr. Howie has used this stuff in his fights. It works, right? It works really well if you know how to use it. So all the stuff that we're gonna go over today, he's used in fights, right? Hook kick included. So beginners, you just have to really focus on our step up footwork for our kicks. As we do intermediate advanced, you gotta start adding single jabs and double jabs from our Superfoot stance to get in position, okay? So what we want to see now is just step up footwork to set up our kicks, okay? Now, we're just gonna do this as a partner drill, okay? So, Mr. Howie, what I want you to do, and I'm just gonna stay facing this way. A lot of times, so we can go back and forth, right? You can still go back and forth, but this is like probably Mr. Howie wants to kick with. I kind of want to kick with that leg too, so I would have to turn this way, right? And look, we can do this. We'll do this with both legs in some of the classes, particularly the higher you rank, okay? You want to balance that out. So what we do with our step-up footwork, I want you to think about bouncing your foot off the mat, right? That's one idea. So as I step up, I'm trying to use that step here to help my chamber, right? Your leg weighs a lot. It weighs a significant percentage of your own body weight, okay? And you have to lift it up, and let's say you're having to defend yourself, so you're fighting somebody, right? Or it might just even be in sparring, and you've had a long day, maybe had a football practice, and then you came to the gym, and then you did a class, and now we're sparring. And it's your last round, and you're tired. And lifting that leg up is not as easy as it would have been, a few hours ago. So we need to think about these things. It'll allow us to strategize. Well, okay, I need to focus on that balance because I'm kind of tired right now, right? It makes all the difference. So, Mr. Howie, focus on the bounce. And I've heard some of the Superfoot black belts, I've been training with them, and we'd be training on like a carpet with concrete underneath it. And you hear them bouncing their foot up off the mat. It's like, whoa, okay? You don't have to, bounce your foot up off the concrete. Nice soft mat here, but use it as a springboard, okay? So just give me that step up footwork and do the side kick, just the side kick for now, okay? And here's the thing, guys, the most important part of this is after you kick, get back in position, okay? We wanna reverse that with pendulum step back to our side stance, our Superfoot stance. You will also hear this sometimes called a horse stance. This is kind of like you're riding a horse here, all right? So, Mr. Howie, just give me some good step-up footwork and just touching my shoulder, nice. Touching your shoulder, good. We want to bring that knee up, and as soon as you touch, you retract it, right? It's almost like what a piston does to go straight in and straight out. So a side kick is a straight line technique, right? So when we do that side kick, we're going back to our base, right? That's good. Now, we're doing a step and then our other foot trails behind, okay? We don't test on this, right? Probably would show you in class, right? But you could also just do the step up, right? And that's a way we also, like when I first started training, that was the main way we did it, right? Because we would just step behind and then kick. So the step up and step behind is what we're really focused on this testing block though, right? But you might see us disguise that in class some different ways. So that was really good. We're trying to kick with our heel. If you kick with the ball of your foot, that's fine, but if you're kicking somebody in the ribs, it hurts way more if you kick with your heel, right? The ball of the foot, I like to use for snap, all right? So I think like cracking a whip sometimes, but my side kick, I think about that like a big stabbing spear, like I'm thrusting with it, right? So think, Spartan warrior there, or whatever helps you conceptualize that, but it's more of a thrusting technique. Now, in comparison, our round kick is gonna be more of a snapping technique, okay? Now when we do this round kick, when we kick the leg, look how we turn our hip over, right? Even, you can kick the head and turn your hip over like that. You kick the body, it doesn't matter. You can kick upward, sideways, or down, but the thing is my hip turning over. This round kick, your hip's not gonna turn over, okay? So when we do this step up footwork, same idea. I want you to think about the snap on the round kick, but we're just gonna keep our knee kind of slightly facing up, boom, and then back, okay? So we'll see that in class. We'll have you do it slow and controlled. We'll have you do it fast, and we'll just have you do it sort of at your combo speed, your own rhythm, and how you would use it sparring, all right? So let's see this step up round kick, Mr. Howie. Nice, well, that was good. I felt the wind off that. Messed up my sideburns. Nice, that's good. So guys, where he's kicking me here is right on the back of the scapula, right? Like right on the back of my shoulder. And he's just getting back in position. Nice, very good. Okay. Now, there are two types of hook kick, okay? And we're gonna go over both of them. And the first one is kind of like a side kick, and it's the pull through hook kick. We'll have you do this in class on the bag sometimes with a partner, but I want you to plant your heel here on my shoulder, Mr. Howie, okay? And so when we do this in class, you know, he's never, never did it one time where I was like, bro, that was a little hard. It may happen like that. Mr. Howie and I have done hundreds of these together, and sometimes we might miss or be something messed up. And say, hey, sorry, boom, on to the next one. It might happen, right? But focus on technique, balance, control, all right? So when you do the step up hook kick, I want you to plant that right there, and then we're gonna pull it through, okay? Now, guys, this is a really good one to do against the wall, all right? And because the wall will allow you to like focus in on, if I'm here, I want that motion, right? A lot of times on the pull through, you want to kind of be honest with that motion, so to speak, right? You'll start pulling your hip through too early. So it's once you kick, you pull the hip through, right? So that's the idea. And then sometimes people might go here and whip with their foot and not pull the hip through at all, right? So those are just some mistakes we see and some things we want you to watch for and we'll be watching for as well. So let's see that step up, pull through hook kick. Good. Nice. Good, okay. Now, on the bounce off hook kick, again, typically I would have you do that on the scapula, but do that right on the front of my shoulder, okay? I trust you here. Typically, I would turn this way and he would bounce it off my scapula, right? But let's see here. Nice, bouncing it off. Boom, nice, that was good. Excellent. Good, one more. Very good. So you see the difference in pulling through and bouncing it off? So sometimes people have just a one-dimensional viewpoint. They're like, oh yeah, the bounce off, that's the way I do it. I really like it that way, right? I like kicking people in the leg with that bounce off, right? The pull through is more difficult. We'll be, looking at the higher ranks to be more adept on the pull through hook kick. The bounce off is what we're gonna teach everyone, right? So that's kind of the, we showed them in reverse order, the more difficult one, but again, remember this is beginners, yellow, orange belt, and above, right? So, every student above that rank, you need to know these techniques, okay? So that's just our step up footwork, and then our side kick, round kick, hook kick. Now, combinations. Here's how we're gonna make this a combination. We need to be able to punch after we kick, okay? So, just like a lot of times we see combos where we're punching to set up kicks. This is gonna be kind of the opposite today, right? So, Mr. Howie, I want you to just do your step up footwork and a side kick, and then a jab cross hook, okay? So, step up footwork, a side kick, nice, good. Step up side kick, boom, jab cross hook, very good, okay? So that's the basic idea. Then it's step up round kick. Go ahead, step up round kick. Good, step up round kick. Good, now step up hook kick, and we'll do the bounce off, right? I'll turn this way for you. So step up hook kick, bounce it off, boom, and jab cross hook. Okay, now let's just kind of alternate through this. It's always jab cross hook, and pretty much, guys, it's always side kick, round kick, hook kick, right? Combos will always be centered around that, starting and ending with that. Okay, having that, after some boxing or following boxing with that, same things we're seeing today. Just gets, a little, the application becomes more broad, right? We start to see some strategy there, right? And, we could do that with these other, it connects these other things we teach you guys, okay? So let's get to a step up side kick, and then we do jab cross hook. Good, step up round kick. Step up hook kick. Step up side kick. Round kick. Hook kick. Good. Okay. So those are our combos, right? You need to be able to throw that jab cross hook after any kick. Side kick, round kick, hook kick, okay? From that Superfoot stance. Now, other combos we need you to be able to do, just like our tie counts we were doing last cycle, right? You do cross hook. Sometimes we'll show cross hook, right? And the more you get into later combos, that's how it goes, okay? And that will be connected. Oh man, it's like the tie counts, like right to right and left to left and stuff like that. You'll see that with the side kick, cross hook, round kick, things like that, okay? So this is how this really kind of telescopes out. Let's look at our turnout hook now to set up just the side kick, okay? And we're, again, likening back to that principle we mentioned earlier. If you want a side kick, you have to be sideways, right? And again, I want to be sideways in the pocket. You stand in a good, kind of kickboxing, tie-based, sort of MMA, right? Here, all right, you ready to fight, Mr. Howie? Okay, boom, go. Boom, right? He's nice to me there. Because if you're sideways and you kick the leg, it hurts way worse, right? It'll bruise your hamstring. So again, we use this like when I'm sideways. Look how far away I am from this side, right? So, ding ding. Can you kick me? No. So I want you to always remember that. I don't stand too close to you because then you'll get kicked. Oh, Mr. Brown, Mr. Dad said to do this and then I got kicked. No, always set it is a further away range, okay? So just kind of remember that and it'll help you a lot. So jab cross, turnout hook to hit sideways and side kick. Jab cross hook. Nice, good. And we're doing, that was a good Superfoot jab coming there from your base. Nice. Couple more. Very good. Okay. Now, do we want you to be able to throw a round kick or a hook kick after that turnout? Yes. Right. And we'll, as we go through the ranks, we'll be showing that as well. You may be a green belt in a class with a yellow belt, and you're both doing some of the same combos, right? And we want that. We don't want this, to be the first time you've seen it in whatever rank you are, right? Go through that the next time. Oh yeah, this stuff. Yeah, I remember when we did this. Yeah, and two, we're kind of always doing it, right? Mr. Howie and I teach a class together, and we work these in on the bags and the warm-ups all the time, whether we're working on the Superfoot kicks or not. We're always doing side kick, round kick, hook kick. Like we're always doing tie kick, switch kick, front kick, right? It's all the kind of other three kicks that go together. We're always doing knees, right? So that is it for the beginner, right? We'll be back going over the intermediate and the combinations that we're going to be covering there.